What's up? What's happening? What is popping? What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another great edition of Symone with the Sports. I'm Symone, bringing you guys a daily sports talk. So if you're new here or if you're old here and you haven't already subscribed to my channel, stop what you're doing, leave a comment, subscribe, keep rocking with me. Also, make sure you check out the links down below. The first one is to buy me a coffee to help fuel this channel. The second link is to shop the official Symone with the Sports merch collection. Get you the classic tee, the wavy tee, or the flower dye crew neck for all of my Birds fans. And lastly, guys, if you don't do else, make sure you turn on your notification bells on so you don't miss a single video or a single live stream, especially since we're about to get into the football season soon. It's almost time for training camp. So you already know the content coming crazy. But guys, today we are going to be talking about not necessarily standouts, but we're just going to be talking about summer Sixers. I like that. Summer Sixers, summer 16, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Drake. But we're going to be talking about 7 summer Sixers and what their potential outlook looks like for the team. So it's not all positive for all these guys, but we're going to talk about 7 popular names. So let's get into it. So the Vegas and the Utah Summer League are pretty much wrapped up. And now it's time to look at some of these players. So starting with Paul Reed, B-Ball Paul. Paul Reed looked good, okay? He looked straight up good with a T, good. Okay, Paul Reed really looked like, I wouldn't say necessarily a man amongst boys, but he looked above Summer League. Like, he looked above Summer League play. So Paul Reed averaged 17 points on 59% shooting. In the Utah Summer League, he was getting rebounds as well. He went 2 of 5 from 3, so he showed some ability to stretch the floor. Granted, it was G League, but I mean, he still showed off that shot. You know what I mean? See, that shot could very well translate. And he is someone who should be getting backup minutes as center this season. So I feel like he's one of the most important players for us to watch this offseason, because if we do not make a trade for a backup center, or if we do not sign a backup center as a free agent, then B-Ball Paul is looking like our leading backup center. So we need to keep our eyes keen in and locked in on him. And he looked really good in Summer League, so that's promising. Isaiah Joe, ISO Joe, he is like Paul Reed. He looked, again, the phrase isn't man amongst boys because they weren't like straight up dominating, but they definitely looked above Summer League play. And that's the same for Isaiah Joe. So Isaiah Joe played 5 games. He averaged 16 points. Y'all, he shot a crazy 20 of 38 from 3. That's 52% from 3. And he also showed some playmaking ability as well. Really good defense. He did a little off the bounce as well too. So this is a guy that's really a good prospect, a good 3-and-D prospect. And I just hope Isaiah Joe passes Korkmaz when it comes to the rotation, because at the end of the season last season, Korkmaz was just looking like not even a basketball. He looked like a basketball player, but he didn't look like an NBA player towards the end of the season. And I just really do not want to see Korkmaz cracking this roster. I don't want to see him. Well, I don't want to see him cracking the rotation, which means basically there's no point in him being on the roster. But I really want to see ISO Joe ahead of Korkmaz. So shout out to him because he balled out in the Summer League. Y'all, we got to talk a little bit about Charles Bassey. Charles Bassey didn't have the best showing, y'all, this summer. He really didn't. And it's kind of like, ooh, because like I said, when it comes to the backup center position, I know I keep talking about this, but B-Ball Paul and Charles Bassey are our main backup centers right now. Like, who else do we have besides those two guys? So the fact that Charles Bassey was so wishy-washy in the Summer League, that's not really promising for us. That's not promising at all for Joel Embiid. I mean, I know he's looking at the backups and like, ooh, I'm going to have to play all game. But Charles Bassey, like I said, he was wishy-washy, y'all. He averaged 4 fouls and 2 turnovers in 20 minutes of play. 4 fouls and 2 turnovers in 20 minutes of play. And again, he's only 22 years old, so he still has time, but he definitely needs more time to develop. Moving right along, we have Jaden Springer. And y'all, when I see this name, I will still never not think of Jerry Springer. Like J. Springer, it's just giving Jerry. But Jaden, y'all, so our 2021 first round pick. He's still 19 years old. He's still very much raw, and it's showing in the summer league. He still definitely needs more time to develop. He is showing that he can get to the rim, draw fouls. He is very athletic, but his shot is still sketchy, still needs some development, but his defense has been looking really good. But this is a guy that definitely still has a lot of raw abilities that need to be developed. Trevorlynn Queen. This guy, 6'6", super athletic. He's been a good playmaker for us with the summer Sixers. And y'all, he was kind of like, we signed Trevelin in the offseason, one of the Houston Rockets signing, former Houston Rocket. And it seemed like he walked right into Summer League and kind of was like, the first couple of days, the first couple of games, it seemed like he was our main engine at Summer League. Like, he was definitely giving leader and ball of energy vibes. But y'all, the turnover issues, he averaged 4.3 turnovers per game, and he only shot 25% from 3. He's giving G League still, in my opinion. But like I said, I love the ball of energy. He shows some playmaking abilities as well. Super athletic, but the shot is not there, and those turnover issues, it's just not there, baby. Charlie Brown. Y'all know I'm never going to not say Charlie Brown when it's time to talk about Charlie Brown. But Charlie Brown Jr., y'all, he showed, again, great defense. Like, we know this about Charlie Brown. Charlie Brown plays really good defense. He still kept playing really good defense. He did show some more ability on offense. Like, his offense looked a little bit better. He was rebounding really well. He's okay. He's decent off the dribble, but he definitely has to get his shot together. He just has to get his shot together if he really wants to, be a depth piece on this roster, because right now his shot is not looking really good at all. He has kind of like a weird little form to me, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have noticed that as well. If you made it this far in the video, this is how I know if you're a real one. If you made it this far in the video, let me know in the comments. Is it just me, or is something funky with Charlie Brown's shooting form? Let me know if it's just me. But like I said, his defense is still really good. I'm not gonna say lockdown, but his defense is still NBA level defense. And he's shown a little bit more improvement in his shot this summer, but I don't know if it's there enough for him to make the roster. And last but certainly not least, we have Michael Foster Jr., a guy that we recently signed to an Exhibit 10 contract. So this guy was with the G League Ignite. So he was a superstar product coming out of high school. He was a McDonald's All-American, which is the most prestigious ranking, most prestigious accomplishment you could have as a high school basketball player, in my opinion. So he did not go to college. He went straight to the G League to play for the Ignite team. He's still only 19 years old. He is 6'8", really good size big man. He shot he scored 5.9 points per game, and he had 4.7 rebounds per game, and this is all in an average of less than 15 minutes. So very productive when he was getting time on the court. He went 2 of 6 from 3 during his time in the summer league. So this is a guy that potentially could be a guy that could spread the floor. Like, his ceiling is definitely high. Like I said, he has the athleticism, he has the size, and if he continues to shoot like that as a big man, then he could definitely see himself taking one of our two-way spots.